Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting for the city of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, sir?
Loving Father, we seek the guidance of your Spirit this evening as we begin this City Commission meeting. Grant us all the profound desire to work for the common good of the people of the city of San Juan. We place this meeting in your hands. Give us clarity so that we can effectively tackle each part of today's agenda. As always, pray in your name. Amen.
Flag for pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Under public comments, do we have? No, go ahead, Mr. Arjona.
Yes, Mayor Commissioners, good evening, staff. The first item, Mayor, under proclamation, we have a presentation, a proclamation proclaiming the month of September the 2023rd as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you for having us this evening. My name is Garcia.
My name is Ruby Tangoma.
And my name is Marisa La Mendoza.
September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and it recognizes and celebrates all women who have battled ovarian cancer and who are still battling this disease today. Ovarian cancer is the deadliest gynecological cancer in the United States, and DHR Health is committed to spreading the word about risk and prevention. We are rallying for more scientific research and making a progress towards a cure. Due to the high rate of ovarian cancer in the Rio Grande Valley, DHR Health has developed a gynecologic oncology program comprised of Dr. Carlos Herrera and Dr. Livia Levine, who are dedicated gynecologic oncologists and the only specialist in the field serving patients in the South Texas region. Their commitment to this profession ensures that the patients receive the expert care that they deserve, along with the cutting-edge technology such as robotic surgery at DHR Health's Women's Hospital. Thank you to the City of San Juan for allowing us to spread the awareness of ovarian cancer and encouraging women to take the proper screening measurements as recommended by their physicians. Together, we can make a difference in lowering cancer rates in the Rio Grande Valley. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'll go ahead and read the proclamation for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, September 2023. Whereas ovarian cancer is the 5th leading cause of death among women, and each year approximately 21,980 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And whereas due to vague symptoms and the lack of reliable early detection tests, most women are diagnosed. The cancer has already begun to spread through their lymph nodes and outside of the pelvis. And whereas doctors across the country are currently conducting clinical trials and researching ovarian cancer, but for the most time being awareness through education the best tool for early detection and increased chance of survival. The City of San Juan will work teal to increase awareness in the community and honor those who are or have been affected by ovarian cancer. Therefore, be resolved, I, Mayor Mario Garza, to hereby proclaim September 2023 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in the City of San Juan, encouraging all residents to learn more about the signs, symptoms, and current treatment options available to women, identify and overcome this disease. Thank you so much for being here today, this evening. I'll go ahead and sign the proclamation. Thank you. Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you. I
Moving
guess,
on.
yes, go ahead, sir.
Moving on, Mayor, Commissioners, I'd like to see maybe at all possible change the order
Sure.
and go straight to item under discussion and possible action, go to item G, which is discussion and possible action on Stewart Road safety concerns.
Correct. This is a concern that I know I spoke to Juan about, and I brought it to his attention to put it on this agenda. Obviously, we've been having a lot of issues with Stewart Road, the corridor for the heavy traffic trucks. I know a lot of you have been getting calls or have gotten calls in reference to this issue, and the reason why I put it on this agenda was simply because I want to see if maybe we can somehow get with TxDOT and figure out and see how we can minimize the speed. Obviously, we can't reroute these trucks because our streets that run on Ridge and Sam Houston, our streets are not equipped, am I correct, for heavy truck? And I can't see how these trucks can even possibly make a turn to go through there. So I know we got Mr. Rex here with TxDOT, and I don't know, Arjona, maybe if we can get with him, or Mr. Rex, is there anything yes, sir, you can come to the podium. You can share with us, or how we can maybe kind of iron out this issue?
Sure. Good Mayor, City Commissioners, just to give you a status on that subject intersection, we did do some traffic studies. It warrants a traffic signal, and we're in the process of designing that intersection, and we would provide an ETA on when construction will begin.
Okay.
There's a process in place. Obviously, there's several requests, and it has to meet warrant, and I guess the good thing is that that intersection did meet warrant, and so that it propels us to go ahead and start entering into design phase, construction phase.
So when you say a traffic study, where exactly do you see this maybe light being, or and what location?
They're at 2557 and Hall Acres.
Okay, on Hall Acres.
That's the study, that's the intersection that we evaluated and researched, and the traffic counts support a signalized intersection.
Nice.
We're able to with those blessings, reduce the speed, right? At what point was that?
Well, we'll perform
What
a
parts?
traffic study evaluation to evaluate what the speed is.
How long ago was that? I mean, we just,
Yeah, I want to say it was a couple of years
a couple
ago.
of years ago? And I'm just curious about the speed.
So typically every 3 to 5 years, we reevaluate. Traffic patterns change, increase, decrease. Developments come in, they leave, school bus routes, etc. It's a standard practice of us to do this. I will add, as a resident of San Juan and advocating for TxDOT, the IBTC, the International Bridge Trade Corridor Project, will alleviate a lot of that truck traffic from the ports of entries straight to the interstate. And that should relieve some congestion relief. Not so much traffic, the residential traffic, but the commercial traffic, the 18-wheelers. And I think for the most part, it's a win-win for just the area. The area is growing, and I am sensitive to the 18-wheelers, the traffic to get to and from, but to have their own designated area to go, it should alleviate some traffic. So that we're working closely, given the governor's proclamation of sending, some funds our way. That is a win-win for the area. Hope I answered your questions, Mayor.
Thank you so much.
I can work with Ben to kind of
Sure.
give an ETA of the design completion and the construction ETA. Other cities are kind of on the top of the list, but San Juan, that location made the list, I should say. Can't favor, even though I live in San Juan, I can't favor particular cities, but I hope I answered your questions.
Thank you so much for that update. I
All right.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty good. That's good. Good news. Go ahead, sir.
And then the other, Mayor, we can go into executive session for that item on the race meeting project, which is item number Unless you want to go through it, to the agenda? Okay. Real quick, Mayor, Commissioners, on the other one, going on presentations, we have, tonight we have presentation of departmental reports. Tonight we have the Department of Finance, Fire Department, Police Department, Municipal Court, and Department of Utilities. I believe every director's here. Should you have any questions for them?
Any questions for the directors at this time? Good.
Mr. Garza, Chief Garza, I know I bothered you about 2-3 times yesterday because a lot of people were calling me about sandbags. And because of that tropical storm, whatever.
Correct.
And you told me that you guys were keeping a good watch on it on the radar and everything, and you told us that you're not gonna get that much water, you sprinkle the water. And I think that's probably. Yes, sir. Good job on that. Thank you.
I want to reiterate that because we got that text and we were on it, we were all getting phone calls. So whoever was on top of that was great. I mean, it alleviated a lot of stress on the staff and stuff like that.
Mr. Juan, I was telling you yesterday, he's not gonna hit it.
No.
Anything else? All right, go ahead, sir.
Next item on the public hearing, we have consider an ordinance for voluntary annexation petition for the proposed Valley Range subdivision number 5, 6, and 7. Tract number 1 being a 36.99 acre tract of land out of lots 14 and 15, Stewart's addition to the Conway Garden subdivision, and tract number 2 being a 3.03 acre tract of land out of lot 14, block 27, Alamo Land and Sugar Company subdivision, as it is requested by Esponjas Development LTD. Mr. Hirina.
Thank you, Mayor and City Commission. This is pretty standard, as Mr. Arjona read the caption. And at the August 8th, the commission held the second public hearing, so this is just for the approval of the ordinance for voluntary annexation. Staff recommends approval.
All right, any questions? And this is an ordinance, it's not a public hearing, so.
Yes,
Any
sir.
questions for Mr. Tejerina at this time? If not, is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Next item, hold a public hearing, consider an ordinance regarding the rezoning request from Neighborhood Commercial District to the Multifamily Resident District of lots 21 through 24, Block 32, San Juan Original Town Side, located at southwest corner of Lincoln and 6th Street, as requested by Albert Trevino.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona. Mayor, Commissioners, this is a rezoning request as read in the caption, and it's from C1 to R multifamily. There are a total of 4 lots that are 25 feet wide by 140 feet long each, so it's a total of 100 feet frontage by 140 feet in depth. This was presented to the Planning Commission on this past Thursday, August 17th, and they recommended approval, as is staff is recommending approval of this rezoning request. This is a public hearing.
This time, I'm going to open this up at 6:30 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission?
Oh, ma'am, no opposition, and the commission was in favor.
So I'll close this at 6:13 p.m. Is there a motion to approve? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item, hold a public hearing, consider an ordinance regarding the conditional use permit to operate the Party Factory at 1208 North Raul Longoria Road, Suites 7 and 8, legally described as Lot 1, Gutierrez Duncan subdivision, and requested by Carolina Sandoval. Mr. Tejerina.
Mayor and Commissioners, this is a conditional use permit for a child event center at the new Gutierrez Duncan subdivision, just north on Raul Longoria Road. It still hasn't opened, but this is proposed, and in your packets you have schematics and designs of the proposed interior and exterior of this proposed event center for children. And it was presented before the Planning Commission this past Thursday, August 17th. Public hearing, it was approved. Staff's recommending approval of the conditional use permit subject to the conditions listed in staff's report. And we did send notices out to people within a 200-foot radius to a total of 49 property owners. We didn't receive any comments in favor or against. Pretty straightforward. Staff recommends approval. Once again, this is a public hearing.
I'm going to open it up at 6:50 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Tijerina, on the conditions for approval, you have a list there. The owner was okay with all the conditions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Questions? Not, I'll close this at 6:15 PM. Is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Go ahead, sir.
Next item is consider the adoption of an ordinance in first reading amending the Code of Ordinances on Appendix A, Unified Development Code, Chapter 2, Zoning Regulations, Article Number 4, District Use and Area Regulations, Section 1, RS Single Family Residential District. Item to allow non-enclosed metal carports within the front setback in single-family residential district and subdivisions recorded before 2015, providing for publication, providing for codification, providing for a severability clause, and providing for a repealing clause, and ordaining other provisions related to the subject matter hereof. Mr. Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. Arjona. Mayor, Commissioners, on August 11 of 2015, the City Commission passed Ordinance 1510, which permitted, which was an amendment to the zoning ordinance, item J, to permit such carports, open, non-enclosed metal carports within the front setback in single-family residential districts and subdivisions recorded before 1990. So this is a proposal to amend that. Instead of having the subdivisions be before 1990, it would be to before 2015. Yes, sir. And staff recommends approval of the amendment to the ordinance. We did get with the city attorney and we drafted the ordinance. So this is just for amendment of the existing ordinance.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea, because with this heat that we've been having lately, I know we've gotten concerns and you've gotten calls in reference
Yes,
to
sir.
carports. And, I mean, it's hot and people need to take care of their vehicles and stuff like that. So
Yes, sir.
it's a good ordinance. I think the next time we probably revisit is, 10 years down the road, probably, to push it,
Yes, sir.
That way, every
right?
10 years.
Every
revisit.
10 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal.
I applaud you on that because you got on this pretty quick, and I want to thank you for that. We got several phone calls and on dealing like that, and it's warranted exactly as it says, and I applaud you for that. It's warranted to change the ordinance. So just wanted to touch up on that, and our city manager, Mr.
Thank
Juan.
you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You look at it like if it's a case by case as well, because there may be a unique situation to where, we need to look at that, but just.
And obviously, one of the things that we're going to be bringing back to you is going to be the actual setbacks
Sure.
of the carport, whether it's a 20 by 20, 20 by 18, 18 by 18, those parameters, we'll include them at the next, when we bring it back to you.
Sure. Okay. With that being said, is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item is hold a public hearing on adopting the proposed tax rate and levy for the city of San Juan, Texas for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2023 and ending September 30, 2024. Mr. Gonzalez?
Good evening, Mayor, Commission. On Tuesday, August 8th, 2023, the City Commission voted and approved proposed tax rate of .6765 for fiscal year October 1st, 2023 and through September 30th, 2024, and scheduled one required public hearing on August 22nd, 2023. This is a public hearing.
This time I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:19 PM. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions, members of the commission, for Mr. Leroy? If not, I'll close this at 6:19 PM. Is there a motion approved? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Next item is I got lost here, apologize. It's consider adoption of an ordinance in first reading amending the Chapter 1 General Provisions, Article 1.02, Administration Division 1, generally Section 1.02.004, agenda items for the Court of Ordinance of the City of San Juan, Texas, to modify the procedures for placing agenda items for consideration by the City Commission, providing for effective date, providing for publication, providing for codification, providing for a severability clause, and providing for a repealer clause. Mayor, at the last meeting, approached by Commissioner Guajardo in reference to putting this on the agenda. I think it'll give commissioners an opportunity for two commissioners to send an email to city manager's office requesting for an item to be placed on the agenda.
So how was it before?
It was, they could send the items over, but you had the final say-so as to what is placed on the agenda.
Sounds good.
And that was not in our charter, it was under the, I believe it was city, it was city ordinance, city ordinance. That's
Well,
what-
just for the record, I've never denied anybody
No.
as far as putting anything on the agenda. I like the fact that, no problem. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Next item is consideration and action of an ordinance authorizing the issuance of City of San Juan, Texas combination tax and limited pledge revenue certificates of obligation series 2023, providing for the payment of such certificates by the levy and event valorem tax upon all taxable property within the city and resolving other matters incident related to the issuance, payment, security, sale, and delivery of said certificates. Mr. Bobby, Mayor, Commissioners, at the last meeting, we talked about, maybe a couple of meetings ago, we talked about Mr. Bobby Villarreal coming over, maybe working some magic as far as some numbers, so we had the
Abracadabra.
we had the rating call. I want to say
I'm good,
that
thank
we're
you.
very
I'm
proud
good.
to present to you all
Oh,
the
sure,
numbers
okay.
that Mr. Bobby's going to be presenting to you guys.
Okay.
Now switch it.
Okay. Good evening, Bobby Villarreal with Estrada and Hosta, your financial advisor. Before I go any further, I just want to say that guy Rex in the back, he lives in San Juan, Jersey Bull. We went to high school together, so I try to leverage as much as I can of my abilities for our clients. So if he's not responsive, let me know and I'll make sure we call. We were altar boys together back in Falfurrias, so we used to drink wine in the back when the priest wasn't looking. So, well, anyway, so today we went out to the bond market to sell the bonds that y'all were looking at. And so if y'all recall, when we first presented to you, we were looking at $8.9 million or about $9 million. And we were thinking that the interest cost was going to be probably about 4.7% at the time. And with total interest, total debt service, we were looking at total interest cost to the city of about $6.1 million. So as we were doing that, one of the things in working with staff was managing the tax rate. So we're keeping the overall same tax rate. So when we were looking at this plan of finance, the first 10 years, we were having to structure this thing where we had lower payments on the front 10. They were about $500,000 a year. The back 10 years, the latter 10 years were going to be about $900,000 in payments a year. Now, with the new valuations that came in, we were able to structure this in a way that we made it level, and we made a bigger payment in this first coming year while maintaining the overall tax rate. So what does that do for us? If you look at the second or the third column, we actually have about $1.5 million less in interest expense for the city, and we also hit 4.28% interest today. We had 3 times the interest in orders. People wanted to come to San Juan and buy the bonds. I would tell you that City of San Antonio was in the market today, and they had about 80-some million that were not purchased of their bonds. So a real good thing for the City of San Juan today. And so one thing I would also mention is, as I mentioned there, if you notice the structure we were talking about, you'll notice that in yellow on the far right, your INS rate is 21 pennies for this year, and then going forward it drops to 19, 18, and thereon forward. Like I was saying, if you notice in the shaded blue in the middle, we have about an $811,000 payment this current year for this one, and then it drops to $670 the rest of the way going down. So what does that do? It allows us, because it was very tight the next few years, for at least 5 or 6 years, that it was pretty level, pretty tight. There wasn't a lot of capacity to do much more than what you are thinking of this time. Now that we have this little bump for this payment, going forward, we believe there's more capacity because there's a lot more needs to the city that the city has. And part of this was working with Ben and Leroy to make sure we could do all this within the overall tax rate, and we've accomplished that. So we're excited to see this thing moving forward. One thing I would note, Ben, right now, is I don't have the 195,000 sanitation payment in there right now, but when we put it in, it's just going to give you that much more flexibility and capacity moving forward, because part of the issue is the sanitation needed to pay for the portion of these bonds that were attributable to them. So that's another plus on your side going forward. We're going to have more capacity for the city moving forward. So market update, I'm not going to bore you with that. Rates are on the rise, I would say that. I think 4.2 was a really good deal for us. Now, I want to go to the ratings. We had a rating upgrade for the city of San Juan. I don't know if it was mentioned last time, but I think it came in maybe, I guess, right before the last city meeting. But kudos to you guys as policymakers, leaders of this community. Y'all were upgraded from A to A+. So that's, that helped the credit as well. So the interest was better because of that upgrade. One thing I would note, and I want to thank the staff, Ben and Leroy's staff. I know Leroy had a death in the family during this time, and he was answering all these questions while he was juggling a bunch of things. And I know we had a rating call while he was, having to address some stuff. But he gave the answers. I think we had the rating call with S&P. They were impressed with the city and the way things are being conducted. Strong budgetary reserves. A growing city with new sales tax, new business coming in, new retail, the housing that's coming in. They're all pretty impressed by what's going on here. And they all, whenever they put these out, you'll notice, and you can read it through it, but they'll tell you what are the reasons you may go up and what are the reasons you may go down in the future. So one thing I would tell you is that one thing that we need to be appreciative of is just to continue moving the city forward and making sure that you continue the policies that you're doing right. The other thing I would mention is that on the utility side, and that wasn't really part of this, we would definitely highly recommend you need to start looking at a water rate study. The utility fund has to be run like a business. It can't be a charity. It's got to be run by a business. That's what the rating agencies are looking for. That's what Water Development Board is looking for. So when they want to give you a great rate to do the things you need to do for the utility side, they want to see that it's covering, that you're charging enough to make the payments to cover a future issuance, to cover the capital needs that the city needs. And the city's growing, and there's definitely needs to be addressed on the utility side. So I would encourage you to maintain this rating and maybe even improve in the future. You got to do the water rate study, and it's got to be, done. And I would tell you that there are cities around us that you kick the can down the road. We don't want to increase. And you don't have to increase a lot. It's just you just got to keep up with the times, and you just don't want to kick the can down the road to where the point is, we got to do a big number. So I would encourage you to do that. But having said that, I don't know if you have any questions of me. Anyway, but good day for City of San Juan.
I'd just like to echo that, what you mentioned right now. I want to give thanks to our staff, you and your staff, job well done. Moving up for your credit rating, what time did you get? Double A?
We went from A to A+.
And then, exceptional.
Yeah.
Especially what we've been going to. Mr. Arjona, just want to echo my appreciation and thank you for your services too, Bob.
Yeah, I would say, Leroy was juggling some things, and his staff and Ben were here to make sure we're ready to go. So.
Good deal.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I know it was a lot of work.
Anything else, Mr. Juan?
No, sir, I just want to say that I want to thank the FA, Mr. Bobby Villarreal, Mr. Magallanes, and obviously Dr. Los Santos. They were very instrumental in this, getting this going, but also finance was there with us along the way with Lulu, the assistant. But we had a very good rating call. I want to thank you for that guidance and obviously, getting it done. So kudos to all of us, to all of y'all, because of the fact that we went from an A to an A+. I know some surrounding cities have actually downgraded, but we were upgraded. So
Good job.
congratulations to you.
Thank
guys.
you, Bob. Appreciate that.
I know you brought up about the utility rates, we have to do the water study, and it's not something anybody wants, but in the future, with all the growth that we have and with the Water Development Board looking at that for future projects, because of our growth that is coming and will be coming, it's just something we need to address. it's not anything we want, you said it's not about charity, it's about running the business and making sure the city functions the way it needs to function to maintain its A and keep moving forward. So thank you for your guidance, and to all the staff for all that you've done to make this happen. So thank you so much.
All right, with that being, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Under discussion and possible action, we have preliminary and final plat approval of the Keystone Plaza subdivision being 1.32 acre tract of land out of Lot 13, Block 35, Ala Molina Sugar Company subdivision, located at the southwest corner of Business 83 and Cesar Chavez Road, as requested by Salinas Engineering and Associates.
Good afternoon again, Mayor and Commissioners. This is a one-lot plat at the corner of Cesar Chavez and Business 83. They're asking for a variance, which has been requested in the past, so to reduce the 15-foot utility easement around the perimeter to 10 feet, which we have no problems with because the water and sewer are off of Cesar Chavez. So regarding the plat, it was presented to the Planning Commission along with a variance this past Thursday, August 17th. It was approved. Staff recommends approval of the subdivision plat and the variance as presented.
Any questions for Mr. Tejerina? Okay. With that being said, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next item is consideration and action regarding plan unit development at Stewart Cove subdivision being a 37.258 acre tract of land out of lots 1 and 6 towards addition to the Conway Gardens located in the northwest corner of Moore and Stewart Road, as requested by Melden and Hunt. Mr. Hirina.
Mayor, Commissioners, this item was presented to you all before the plan unit development concept. However, they amended it to increase from 181 lots to 184, so adding 3 additional lots. So we presented the plan unit development to the Planning Commission with a recommendation for approval, and they reviewed it and are recommending approval to the City Commission. It was presented this past Thursday as well. So it's basically, staff recommends approval of this amendment, I guess, to the PUD.
So we've done this pretty much in the past.
Yes,
right?
sir. It was approved
Yeah, exactly.
originally.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions?
I just wanted to say that you look at the subdivision, the way it's going to be planned out, it's going to be a beautiful design, very nice, different.
Yeah. That being said, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Next item is consideration and action on the variance request for the subdivision ordinance at the proposed Valley Range subdivision number 6, being a 21.07 acre tract of land on lot 14, Stewart's addition, as requested by Quintanilla, Headley and Associates.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, at the last meeting also, I know Alfonso Quintanilla is not able to be here with us, but we did have him here present, and the developer, Mr. Cantu, Eddie Cantu, and they presented a variance, and then they this is just a formal request for the rest of the variance requests, and the majority of them have already set precedents, like 4 through 7, which the multifamily district requires 150 by as far as the width and the depth, at 22,000 square feet. In this case, they're proposing lots on number 5, almost 9,800 square feet to 11,500, approximately, rounded off. So all that is pretty much been seen in the past, and so we did present this to the Planning Commission. I'm sorry, this is coming straight to the City Commission as a formality from the last meeting.
Yeah, so pretty much this was something that he requested on the record last time.
Right.
All you're doing is just putting it on concrete, on paper.
Yes, that's
Right.
correct. Yes, sir, Mayor.
Okay.
And so staff recommends approval of the variances as
Okay.
requested.
Any questions for Mr. Tejerina? If not, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item is consideration and action to allow a haunted house at the Old San Juan Hotel located at 125 West US Benz 83, legally described as Lot 1 through 6, Block 28, San Juan Original Town Site, as requested by Zai LLC. Mr. Quirina.
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, as you recall, last year, this was brought before you all for consideration, and at this time, they're requesting to renew the permit. Previously, they were granted an ordinance with conditions on it, and you have a copy of an ordinance in your packet on page 146. Basically, the conditions of approval, final inspection must be completed prior to opening. Sheriffs and constables will provide a traffic control plan and assist with parking. Generators will be used for power. Swimming pool area shall be filled by dirt and fence, which was done last year. All safety hazards identified by staff shall be corrected, and insurance shall be provided with the city of San Juan as an additional insured. So basically, it's just a renewal of the permit. Staff recommends approval, subject to compliance with all these requirements. I know gentleman is here, and so it's not a public hearing or anything, it's just a consideration for approval.
The question I have is, who from the city does the walkthroughs there, just to make sure that everything looks pretty safe? Because obviously, you know that building. I know they were there last year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yes, sir.
how often do they go through the walkthroughs, or just a one-time walkthrough before they start, or?
Last year, we coordinated well with them, as far as it was health, our building inspections department. I went out there. I know the fire department also was out there, and I know Public Works also provided some assistance. And so we all worked to ensure that it was a safe, permit that was being issued. So we worked closely with Eric, I think, and his staff, and that's how we worked it last year, and that's how we plan to go about it this year. Yes, sir.
So you go in there just one time and that's it?
No, we would go if something would come up, and we would be in contact with Eric, the gentleman of the company that's proposing this haunted house, and we'd stop by, or if he needed anything, or if anything came up, we would address it.
Real quick, and seems that going the second time is successful. It was successful the first time.
Yes, sir.
For our city and stuff like that. So I'm sure maybe some of the infrastructure or anything that was upgraded, whatever, may still be there. If not, then, obviously, we've already ran through it one time. I think it would be a seamless process, a smoother process.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, this renewal, correct?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. That's correct.
It's important for us to go to revisit the area, because obviously we've been abandoned, and there's property, so are in place.
That's where I was leading to.
We'll schedule an inspection to point out anything.
But I need to give credit to Mr. Eric over here for having this, I guess, I don't want to say fun event, but, I know a lot of younger kids really enjoyed it. And the amount of traffic that you had last year, I didn't hear anything as far as law enforcement going over there or anything bad happening.
Well, law enforcement did show up.
No, I get that, but you see.
Just to check it out. That's what they wanted to go check it out. Yeah. So, but no, I hope it was great for the city. Like I said, I think the surrounding areas that were around there.
Some interest in our city. It was very nice.
Yeah, and they, our neighbors that were there were cleaning up, and they had their little parking spots, and they were doing their thing, lunches, hot dogs and stuff like that. But, we don't mind anything like that. It just builds the community up, and, our plan is to bring more entertainment to you guys and making sure that San Juan's on the map. That's what we're trying to do. And we do have local news that comes out, the stories, it's all about San Juan, so.
It's just also, I guess, I know we brought up the concern, just safety. That's why I asked those questions. I know you guys do a good job, don't get me wrong, but I was just curious of
and
as far
it did get cleaned up.
How many.
It did get cleaned up? Yeah.
So you might have to do things to make it a little bit scarier or something.
It's gonna be totally different this year. Like we revamp everything, we do a bunch of things. We don't like to keep it the same.
I went through it last year,
So that's
but I did it in daylight because I'm not into It was really spectacular, the job that you did.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
we heard
It's my
great-
team too.
They,
Lauren,
I
Joe.
mean, and
just
I
not
met
me.
some of the characters also, and it was amazing, and we had great positive response from the community, and they want it back,
Yeah.
without a doubt. So congratulations on a job well done, because aside from that, you helped clean up that area. That was a little bit of an eyesore, so we commend you for that great work that you guys put into it last year, and we look forward to,
Like I
for
said,
this
if
year
you guys,
again.
if you guys ever need anything, we're there. Stop on by. We invite all you guys. I know some people don't want to go in there, but we invite everybody to come out and check it out. We're here to help you guys, and likewise, you guys help us grow the.
I guess the
industry.
last question I have is, do we have a letter from Mr. Gus?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
the license.
the contract.
Yeah, just making
Yes.
sure that it's okay for,
Right.
yeah,
Yes,
just
sir.
to,
We have it, we didn't include it in the packet.
yeah, I didn't see that. I saw it.
Yes, we do have the contract that Eric
The license,
signed,
the lease agreement.
the lease
Okay.
agreement.
Thank you so
And
much,
also
sir.
the insurance,
Yeah.
with the city being,
No, that's it, because I noticed it. I think last year we had it in the packet.
Right.
But I noticed, and it's not your fault, it's okay. But as long as there's one.
yes, sir,
Okay.
absolutely, Mayor.
With that being said, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item under discussion is consideration and action to review the conditional use permit granted to El Grullo's drive-through located 912 East Business 83, legally described as Lot 1, Mireles subdivision. Mr. Quirino?
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, on this item, the City Commission approved an ordinance on March 28th of this year, ordinance 2308, to allow El Grullo drive-through and the sale of alcoholic beverages for off-premise consumption at 912 East Business 83. Code enforcement inspectors visited the business after a complaint received regarding employees' attire, which is against the city ordinance. So the establishment was closed to the public on August 11th by code enforcement city inspectors. So as far as our conversations with the owners, and they also hired or gave a power of attorney to Mr. Morin, staff recommends compliance with all city ordinances. So Ismael Morin is here, so I don't know, Mr. Morin, if you want to come up and say anything.
Good afternoon, Mayor, and all the commissioners, and all
Good
the
afternoon, sir.
hardworking staff from San Juan and all the citizens. I want to speak on behalf of Mr. Lara and also the manager. Myra will also say a couple of words. Mr. Lara was not able to attend today. He's working and could not leave work. His intentions were not to run a sexually orientated business in San Juan. He has another business. Of course, he's now looking into the same allegations. Of course, it's outside the city, but he's going to retire, and he wants to set up 2 drive-throughs, but not sexually orientated or semi-nude. He was not doing this intentionally. Of course, it just got out of hand because the manager were comparing to other businesses, and we didn't know that he was violating the laws of the fathers of San Juan. But what he likes to say, he takes full responsibility in what happened. He's already come up with another outfit that's more presentable. Of course, if it doesn't meet the rules and regulations of that code, que es el 4.10.002, we'll be glad to change the uniforms. But what I like to say, Mr. Lara he was ashamed of what actually happened, and he realizes the degree of allegations, because of course the fathers of San Juan are not into sexually orientated businesses. I'm going to let the manager talk also a little bit of what happened. She talks mostly Spanish.
That's fine, that's okay.
Pero les va a explicar en las palabras cómo vamos a cambiar en las operaciones del negocio.
Si me dan la oportunidad de volver a abrir, lo único que podría hacer es cambiar el outfit de las muchachas, pero sí tengo un problema con el vecino y es la causa que me llevó a todo esto y me llevó aquí a estar aquí. Y si podrían hacer algo para que ella me deje de molestar y no esté invadiendo como todo lo que yo hago. Desde el principio le molestaba la música, arreglamos sobre lo de la música, iban constantemente a checarme, pues todo estaba regular. Nunca hubo nada de lo que él decía, pero pues encontró una forma y es ahorita lo que estamos diciendo, que vamos a cambiar la forma de la vestimenta y todo, pero me da miedo que en un futuro, porque yo invertí dinero y nomás de repente nadie me diga nada y me digan otra vez cerrado, es muy difícil para mí porque yo tengo que pagar renta, luz y eso, y ahorita pues no está generando. Y pues así para yo también tengo miedo ahorita, como ahorita se me descompuso el compresor del freezer y lo acababa de componer, me costó 2,850 y luego nomás de repente a los 2 días me cierran y sí es como un poco difícil para mí. Sí tengo miedo a que vuelva a pasar algo, porque buscó, no pudo y al final ya pudo con algo, y entonces sí tengo mucho, la verdad, porque es dinero y trabajo bien duro para obtenerlo y que esté en riesgo y eso es más que nada. Y sí cambiar completamente la vestimenta y que si se puede hacer algo para que él ya no tenga nada que ver conmigo, ni con el drive-thru, ni nada.
Another thing that Mr. Lara does understand, that the city charter, of course, can fine him if found guilty, can put a fine, and he's willing and agrees to it, but he would like to resolve this amicably and continue moving forward.
Does Mr. Lara understand what a conditional use permit?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I
at any permit away?
Yes,
you know.
correct.
Okay. And so obviously you guys are here today because
Yes, I
there
explained
was a concern,
Yes.
By citizens. And, that concern needed to be addressed. And what we saw, was something, we really, how can I say this? We kind of just don't want that happening because there's schools around and, there's kids and stuff like that. But, he just needs to understand that at any given time, the city can strip the permit away. We're not here to run any business owners away. We're here to work with them. We're here to make sure that every business that comes to San Juan is complying with the ordinance. And I guess, Mr. Tejina, this is something that we might, when it comes to drive-throughs, I guess somewhere put on the checklist. I guess this is going to set precedents. Yeah, exactly. It's no one's fault. We're not here to point any fingers at anybody. We're here to help and navigate the problem. And it's something that we really need to look into.
Question, Mr. or Danny. So the process of them being shut down the first time, unbeknownst, or you say the owners, and they rectify the situation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where do we go from there, legal, or Mr. Arjona? Is it a process since, because it's on the ordinance of them getting notified to get shut down initially?
So the thing is, we brought it before you guys because we shut it down.
Okay.
Based on what we saw. Mr. Morin here is sending that recommendation as to what he's recommended to rectify whatever the violation was. So if you guys are okay with this, to agree with that, we don't have a problem as a staff to proceed with this. But that'll be, like I said, totally up to you whether you want to approve something like that.
As Mayor mentioned right now, with the understanding that,
Yes.
and it's obvious that the commission is all together on that.
Right.
But as far as the paperwork and all that stuff, it's just a matter of voting on it, correct? Based on
Just to allow
the
you to go
commission.
back.
So they've been closed since August the 11th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ever since they shut them down?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Okay.
That's correct, Mayor Pro.
Okay.
Mayor, Commissioners, the issue with, it was a loud noise, a loud music.
Yeah, and that was another,
Yes.
and because we got some business people, we got offices around that area where,
Over, checked it with Chief. with the little device, the decibels, and they were under. And they did fix that as well.
They did?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, if you can, you can address that concern and maybe work with the business owner or the manager as well, not to, have, because there's surrounding offices in that location, people go over there and work, but I think, I appreciate you guys coming over here and ironing this deal, but I guess in reference to the attire, I don't know if, are you still going to talk to them as far as, or are you going to bring it back to the commission to more or less, what they want to wear, or,
I'll have a
I saw that.
picture of what they're proposing, some shorts and a shirt.
That's what all restaurants have, so that's. Based on the photo shown and all the corrections being made,
Yes, sir.
is it reasonable?
Just to make sure that they maintain that oriented business concept, because that's what it was approved as, and that's what we want to maintain, and that's how we got to where we're at today. So that's primarily the main concern, staying family oriented. I'm not sure the issues that she's having with the neighbors, so that needs to be addressed separately.
Right, that's
for sure. We can't dictate as a commission as far as what they can and cannot wear, but they do need to stay within the family oriented business, because like Mayor said, this is conditional use, so at any time if they fall inappropriate, like what happened prior, they will be shut down immediately as they were this time. So that's on them as a business owner. Again, we do want them to be successful. At the same time, they need to follow code.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. And that's.
Sir, what was your name for the record?
Ismael Morin.
Ismael Morin, and the lady?
Myra, she's the manager.
What was her name?
Myra.
Last name? Martinez. You got that, Brenda? Okay.
She's the wife of the owner.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So I guess, just kind of sit down with them and let them know. So I guess right now we'll just go ahead and entertain whether we want to move forward with this and have them open up, as long as they comply with what this commission.
I'm going to make that motion, but I'll make the motion to, as long as all the compliances are met, to reestablish it and do it, and then let's go for a second.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Thank you.
The next item we have, the last one, is discussion and possible action to approve $1,898,984 water treatment plant lift station by Bible Board vendor Southern Trenchless Solutions. Funding is available through American Rescue Plan, which is the ARP funds. Mr.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission.
Martinez.
The lift station at the wastewater plant needs rehabilitation and upgrades. So this the lift station requires rehabilitation and expansion for the city's future growth. Rehabilitation will consist of relining existing concrete wet well, pump system upgrades, and replacement of internal wet well piping and electrical upgrades.
So, Mayor Commissioner, this is an item that actually been included on the wastewater treatment plant operations overall. And as you may recall, we had some funding through the Texas Water Development Board.
So this was already allocated.
It's allocated, not allocated. So by placing it inside of that whole proposal, it's going to go over whatever we have. So we don't have enough funding for that. But because we have the ARP monies, so we're trying to allow us to pay it out of the ARP so that we can have enough money to cover the wastewater treatment rehab project that we have pending.
So the ARP monies do cover that? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Martinez? All righty. If not, is there a motion approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Under contractual, we have consideration and approval of an interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the city of San Juan, which is the San Juan Head Start Center located 200 North Cougar, San Juan, Texas. This is the contract that we usually get on a yearly basis, Mayor Commissioners, and is there before you for approval and consideration.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion approved? Second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
The last time, consideration action of an interlocal agreement for the 2023-2024 fiscal year with the Hidalgo County Urban County Program. Mr. Tijerina?
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, this item is the interlocal agreement between the City of San Juan and the Hidalgo County Urban County Program for 2023-2024 fiscal year to set our basic administrative understandings for the expenditures of the CDBG funds to be carried out in the city's jurisdiction. We were allocated $294,597 through this program, and it's on page 179 of all this. Pretty much it has a breakdown of the $294,000 and how we have submitted to them for, it's the Exhibit A, this one right here, that has the breakdown. So it's just the interlocal between us and Hidalgo County Urban County Program.
Standard, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
The next item on the consent agenda, tonight we have items A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. The consent items, notice that you can pull any items out if you'd like to discuss it further.
Under consent agenda, is there anything we need to modify or amend? Modify or amend under consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Executive session, Mayor Commissioners, we have the San Juan City Commission, Furnace, Texas Station, and codes annotated, Government Code Chapter 551 and 51071, consultation with attorney. Tonight we have item 1, 2, 3, and 4 under executive session.
Is there a motion to enter executive session? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. We will be entering at 6:56 p.m.
Welcome back. At this time, we are back from executive session at 8:33 p.m. Mr. Arjona, we got executive session, items 1 and 2. There'll be no action, correct, Council? Items 1 and 2, no action?
Right.
Items 3 and 4 to go ahead and proceed with, as recommended by staff and city manager for items 3 and 4?
Second. Take a vote on number 3?
Correct.
Second. For number
Yeah,
3?
it's in the motion. Yes, sir.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I oppose. Oh, wait, what's it? I'm sorry.
3 and 4.
That was not, item number 3?
Oh, no, I'm for.
That was item number 3, right?
Item 3.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
Item 4, same thing, to go ahead and proceed as discussed in executive. Give the direction, city manager to proceed as directed. As per recommendation, we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I oppose. Just for the record, I oppose because there's a couple of questions that I didn't get to answer. That I want to answer, that's why I'm actually opposing it. But I'm not opposing the fact that we want what we want to do, but there's just some questions that I still consider, and I guess I'll get with you later on, Mr. Juan.
And we have that is it for adjournment. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's been adjourned at 8:34 p.m. Thank you.